Hey there, boys and girls. Welcome back to another episode of whatever it is that I do. Today, we're going to be doing another product review, and no, I wish this was sponsored, but it's not. And I thought I would talk about these two speakers right here. Now, if you've ever seen these over at Best Buy, you're getting ripped off. Do not buy these at Best Buy. Buy them at Micro Center. The reason is I just looked them up, and while I'm editing this video, if I remember to put this up on the screen, these are like $60, $70 at Micro Center. I picked them up both, $10 each, Micro Center. I just walked in like last week, I saw them and I said to myself, hey, maybe I'll go pick those up sometime when I have some extra cash, my first paycheck from where I work, and I'm just like, let's just go buy them and go from there. Obviously, I've already opened them, so usually what will come on them are these little round stickers that are around the speakers themselves. So let me give you a rundown of the speakers and I'll tell you more about them. So the first thing you obviously know is that they're called the Mini Life Jacket Jolt. They're rugged Bluetooth speakers with lighting effect. Jazz hands. They come in 3 different colors, black, blue, and red. Obviously I got the black and the blue because there's no more reds. I wanted one blue and one red, but oh well. They're IPF6 and 7, which I'll have to reread that, but I do know that 7, each number means how far down a meter it can go. So I think that means it goes down 7 meters. 7 meters should be about 20 feet, I think. 14 to 20 feet, if I'm right. I'm not 100% on that. You can always Google it, but if I remember to put it back up on the screen, I will. They have what's called house party mode. Basically, that's on the top of it, what you see right here. It's got multiple buttons. It's got the on, the chain looking button, minus, plus, a star, but it's actually for like a lighting effect. And then of course you press that button, it pops on. It'll be pretty straightforward as to, you know, microphone and stuff. This all lights up. Also, yeah, they're rugged. As a speaker person, as somebody who really likes seeing that kind of stuff, I really do enjoy making sure that these things, you know, let's do this because I want to have the boxes in the right places because I want the blue one in front of me. Now, for all intents and purposes, let me explain a couple things that some people didn't know about. So, first of all, you can hook up both. They can each be a master. They can each be what's actually technically called a slave. Now, if you don't know why slave is a term, go look it up in computer terms. But over time, they've changed it up because I guess when you have a black device, you don't want to say this is a black slave. Yeah, you get the point. Let's not go down that road. So in this situation, they're calling this a child, or this is a child. One's a master, the other one's a master, one's a parent, the other one's a parent. So in this situation, I'm going to call this the mother box, just because I like my DC Comics reference. Now, they're pretty straightforward. The model number and everything is obviously on the bottom, but this is what I thought was the coolest additive. You see that little golden-like circle? This can sit on anything that can screw in. Like, if you can screw something into it, say you want to, you have a bunch of tripods, you can screw this thing into a tripod and it just sits like this. Just sits. They're not meant for monitor speakers, but they'll suffice. I'm going to do a couple little things. I actually didn't test this out a little while ago. I did record this video and I'm having to re-record this video mainly because of a couple technical issues with recording. My microphone just went out. It was just complete silence. I was like, great, I have to re-record this. But it's pretty straightforward. I'm going to turn one on, then I'm going to turn the second one on, and I'm going to show you how simple this is here in a minute. But we're going to continue talking about everything that comes in the box. Obviously, you get 2 of these little pamphlets. This was probably the coolest little pamphlet design I have seen. This is not 100% straightforward, so I'm going to tell you a couple key things that they don't really explain. Now, they do explain in the pamphlet itself. You turn it on, and you turn the other one on, you put it into pairing, you put this into pairing mode, you connect it to this, and you do the same thing to this, but you do it a little bit different on that end. But I'm going to explain that in a little bit with the pamphlet as we get along. They come with their own cords. I think one of these was actually sent back, and I think they honestly lost the cord. Like, someone bought this and returned it to get their $10 back, because I have a feeling this is probably what the cord is actually supposed to look like, because this doesn't look like the original cord. There's no way that this little 6-inch cord compared to this 2 feet cord is the correct cord. I don't think so. Hefty, hefty, hefty. Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy. There's no way. There's a few tests I didn't, there's one test I didn't run last time, and I really wanted to test it this time, which was plug these up to an outlet or to something to charge them and to see if they'll continue to play. Some will do that, some won't. If I remember right, I think this will. I'm going to talk about some other Bluetooths that I do have a little later on. But anyways, let's get on to everything else. So obviously, you see what's in the box. You'll come with these. So let's go ahead and test them out. Oh, I don't want to forget, so I'm going to keep it right in front of me. I'm going to show you what this thing can do. This is the Aletec transceiver. You're going to love this. If you are like me, you travel a lot, you're going to love the Aletec transceiver, especially for headphones. I'll show you everything. So first of all, you know how to pair things. You're here not because you can't pair it, but because you want to see. Clearly, you know how to pair this. Turn on the first speaker. Straightforward.
Aletec Lansing.
Okay, so Aletec Lansing. This one's on. It's I already changed part of the name I added to it. It says Mini Life Jacket. Jolt 12, Jolt Blue. Oh, wait a minute, something I forgot to tell you. So basically, if you didn't know, you probably saw me playing with this out of ADHD moment, but you can completely remove this thing. This comes right completely off, all the way, if you want. But I'd advise keeping this thing on unless it's like submerged in water. Just take it out, do this bit with it, you know, dry it off, make sure it's nice and dry before putting it back on, because whether or not people realize this, but yes, if this is on there and it's wet as can be and you don't put it in a warm environment to warm it up, it can get moldy and you don't want that, even if it's made of rubber. Oh, right. Don't do like I just did. This is the second time I've almost done this. Make sure you line up where things are like that right there. This little rubber jacket is exactly what it's meant to do. It's just nothing more than to keep it protected in case you drop it. Yes, the plastic casing around it is gonna protect the speaker, but regardless, you want this on there too. So like you see, it does have lights on it, which is pretty dope. So obviously it's already on, so here's so that sounds pretty good. So it's actually really straightforward, very easy to set up. All you do, you go ahead. For this one, the one you want to be the mother box, what I'm gonna call it, you see that little chain right there? You're gonna hold that down for about 3 seconds till it turns green. You hear that button go off. You're gonna do the exact same thing. You're gonna turn this one on. All right, then all you gotta do for this one, this is gonna blink, but instead, press it once. It's gonna go green, you're gonna wait for it to blink over and over. When it starts blinking over and over, that means it's connected. In my opinion, the best way to test out what the stereo sounds like, do this little test. It's gonna seem silly, but it does the job. So the big thing I do want to mention is apparently the rubber is a little fragile. I just noticed that. So if you notice right there, you're not supposed to see the full thing because, I mean, it looks good, but I must have broke it just now. As you can see, it actually is, you know, it covers the middle piece. Oopsie, my bad. So let's go ahead and for no reason, let's, you know, while they're playing, I'm going to hit the light buttons. So it should be that. In my opinion, I do think that more speakers should come like this. Okay, so we talked about what they compare to so far. Yes, another question some people will probably ask, but if my computer has Bluetooth, do you need a type of software to do anything with it? Nope, you don't need any software for this. Yes, there is the Just Listen by Aletec, and you do have some stuff you can do. Chat with a support, product tip. Let's go back one more. So you got my headphones, speakers, add info. So my headphones, let's see. If we go to my speakers, this doesn't really do anything. All it does is you can just throw your information in. It doesn't really, there's nothing you need for it. There's really zero reason. There's one called the Baby Boom. I like that. But there's something called the real-time experience. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the app does, but obviously I can't get that thing to work. So we're actually going to jump to the Aletec real quick. I'm going to show you how that works. What I always advise to do, first of all, turn off your Bluetooth. So you do that real quick. The stuff will go back into pairing mode. Luckily, this is very simple, very straightforward, and this works fantastically in my opinion. Okay, it's in pairing mode. Whatever your device is, just go ahead, turn off both of them. This is just to make sure that it works properly, so nobody gets pissed off, kind of thing. So to explain what the Aletec is a $40 device, works fantastically. You charge it up, you plug it into whatever you want that has this piece in it. I call it a transceiver, but the full name is like, I think it's called like Aletec receiver transmitter, and you plug it in to say like, let's say your computer doesn't have an audio out on it, or you don't have, you want to make your headphones, well, let's say your computer or your device doesn't have Bluetooth, but it does have an audio jack. You put this thing on it, you pair into a pair of Bluetooth headphones, bam, you don't have Bluetooth headphones. I have two of these because they can actually pair to each other, which is convenient as hell. But this thing can also output to two different devices. I've done it, but it's like off a little bit by like a split second, and you can hear it like an echo chamber kind of thing, like a bad echo. So that's why it has TX and RX on the side. So it's already in TX mode. We're going to turn this on first. Then we're going to turn this on. Sometimes the Aletec, here's a mini troubleshoot for those of you who have the Aletec and say sometimes it doesn't want to work properly. If you've got a phone, you got something with Bluetooth on it, the simplest solution is to go into Bluetooth settings on your phone, turn this off, put it into RX mode, in the receiving mode, and have these two pair. And then I guess this has like just enough little, like it's got probably just enough firmware receiving that it actually has to kick the last thing that was in it, which is probably what it does. You turn on the Bluetooth, you turn this on the Bluetooth, you pair them, check to see if it's working, plug it into another device like this, and to make sure it's working properly, bam, you're done. That's literally all you have to do. Then turn it off, put it into TX mode again, transmitting, turn it off and on again, and it should pair. And sometimes it might take a minute or two, which is fine, but that's not a big deal. Okay, so for the last like 5 minutes, I've been trying to figure this out. It was being really stupid. So I finally got them connected. The reason I wanted to do this is I can finally show you. Let's say, for instance, you're out at a party, or maybe you're at a friend's house, or maybe you're on the street and you want to have some fun. Let's say, for instance, you decide you're going to go to a GameStop, thing where they're like, you're going to wait till midnight the release, and you have like 50 different people here, and they're all super excited. Let's say it's for the next Switch game or some whatever. You get the point. You're waiting for the next Switch game. You got one of these, you got a pair of speakers, this is going to be your best friend for their speakers. I'm going to show you why. Obviously, I've done this plenty of times over and over to the point to where, I've tinkered with my Switch a lot. I've done a lot of cool things with it. So on the back of my Switch, I have a piece of, I forgot what that's called all of a sudden. That sticky stuff on the back. I'll remember it in a minute. I just can't think of the name at the moment. But yeah, Velcro. Actually, Velcro is actually a brand, just like technically Band-Aid is actually a brand. It should be called an if it's a Band-Aid, but it's not made by Band-Aid, it actually should be called an adhesive medical bandage, if I remember right. So basically, we're going to turn this all the way up. I'm not actually going to play anything in Fortnite. I just want you to hear it. So, Here's the blue speaker. Here's the black speaker. So, if I just wanted to like stay somewhere just long enough and just play my Switch with surround sound kind of thing, and they're like, you go for it. I want to hear what's going on, and you can hear everything that's going on in my game, or whatever game that I'm playing for that matter. I mean, I've got Dead by Daylight, I've got Hatsune Miku, Splatoon. I could play, hell, it'd probably be even cooler to play one of my favorite games, Fast RMX. Make sure that both speakers are turned all the way up. Well, I say all the way up. What I should say is make sure that they're up enough to where they're both equal, so you won't have like one lower than the other.
3, 2, 1.
I love making my room sound like an arcade. It just sounds amazing, especially with these two speakers. They actually give off way more surround sound than I honestly thought they would be. They would give off. All right, so clearly you don't care about watching me play games. You want to see how many different things we can do with this. The next thing we're going to go ahead and do is pair them to my computer. I know that a lot of people are like, yeah, I came here to see how well they pair to a computer. Yeah, let's go ahead and get to that. First thing you need to remember about all this is make sure that you put this thing back in Bluetooth mode. So obviously, I'm bringing up the right thing to do. I need to make sure that I screen share this. I want to make sure that one thing's here, the other thing's not, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. So first of all, before we get that started, okay, so that should be in Bluetooth mode. Let's make sure that it is. Let's go ahead and start at Bluetooth mode. Probably the easiest way to do this is to turn them off and to put this in Bluetooth mode. Make sure that everything is off that was connected to it so it didn't mess it up. So as you see, these are paired to my computer right now. So if anything ever happens to my speakers, I have these. I can pair them just fine. They pair to each other first before they pair to my computer. The master, the mother box will pair to it. I wanted to put it in my left hand since I'm left-handed. And they pair perfectly fine. They pair great to it. So the next thing I know, I'm going to do real quick because I don't have a lot of time. I'll probably have max 15 minutes to record this, but it should not take that long. So the next thing, I know some people out there, oh, these are charged. Some people out there are going to ask, well, wait a minute. What about, what if I want to charge them at the same time I'm playing? I actually don't know this one. So we're going to find out together, boys and girls. So let's go ahead and open them up and find out if that's a capable option. Now, realistically, also, there is one more thing I did not mention on this, is that they also are technically battery packs. So you can charge your phone or devices off this directly if you wanted to. So that means you could actually daisy chain these two to each other to charge off them. Now, if they work like the sound core does, you should theoretically be able to do that. So all I gotta do is just plug it in and make sure that it actually works. And guess what? They're charging. I need a longer cord. Hold on. I don't want to have to keep like doing edits on here, so this is just an easier edit. Actually, theoretically, I should be able to daisy chain very easily. One speaker plugged into another to give it more, to just juice the other one just to be safe. Theoretically, yeah, theoretically it works. As you can see, this the black one is the one that's actually getting power from my computer right now on a 3.0 port, while it is charging directly. This is charging directly to this one, which means it's directly charging itself, directly charging the blue one. Realistically, this is all you actually need right here, so you're fine. They can charge off of each other directly to each other, which is a convenient thing. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about with this. A couple small things I want to talk about before I get completely done with this little mini episode that I came up with about these. No, of course, again, I'm not endorsed by Aletec. I'm not endorsed by Micro Center or Best Buy or anybody, but I would like to point out a couple key things that I really do like about speakers like this. Speakers like this and these. This is another speaker. This is a light bulb speaker that you can pick up offline, or technically online, or at Micro Center, any place that sells the Singled speakers. These are straight treble. There's no bass in these things, but they're great light bulbs. And if you just want to like go to your kitchen and once in a while you're in there for like 15-20 minutes making yourself something to eat, and you don't want to like, you want to combine several things and you don't care about bassy stuff, but you do want to listen to things like classical music, these are probably your best friend in the world, because that way you screw in a bunch of these and you got them. But the downside is that there's only one master. There's a master, then there's a slave, is what they're called. The other one's around here somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but the downside is that a master cannot be a slave and a slave cannot be a master. Therefore, all slaves are slaves and all masters are masters, meaning that a master cannot be a slave as well, which would be so convenient, because then you could buy like 12 boxes of these things and put them all over your house and just turn them all on, and thus you've got music everywhere, which would be great, but you can't do that. I have actually used these to talk through, well, not talk through this, but I've had it Bluetooth to my phone and be like, yeah, what's up? And I'd hear them through the speaker. It was actually pretty cool. But I do want to talk about waterproof. These 4 speakers are waterproof. That's one major plus that I do love about speakers like these. I love when they're waterproof. I can just dunk them into the bathtub and go, oh no, it's gonna screw up, but obviously not. I think manufacturers over the last couple of years have gotten way smarter. They say, hey, wait a minute, let's make everything waterproof, because people are stupid. Go look at Japan. Japan literally, Japanese people are so obsessed with their cell phones that almost every phone is friggin' waterproof. I'm not even kidding. That is a real thing that I read online, and I'm like, what? That is so ridiculous. This is waterproof. This is waterproof. This is one by Sony. It is actually a very good speaker. It works fantastically well, and probably just one of my favorite little speakers that I got. I think it was like $15-20. There's nothing wrong with this, so don't worry about, you know, the glue that's around this. It's just, this happened to pop off. Sometimes it's manufactured. This is made by JBL. JBL for years has known how to make a speaker, so I highly recommend, if you want to get a nice little clip-on speaker, something that can clip to your pants, or something to clip right here when you're walking around in the woods or something, you just want music out in the open, but you want to listen to everything else, get a JBL speaker. This thing is great. This will like last for weeks on end before it even dies. I don't remember the last time I charged that thing. I charged my headphones more. Where are my headphones, by the way? I need to charge my headphones. They're at 30%, so I need to do that so I don't forget. I charged those up last. By the way, that Aletec thing that I was telling you guys about, that Aletec, anything that's Bluetooth, you can pair that to easily. You pair that to that, you plug it in, it connects to whatever you want. I've done it with this, I've done it with this, with my headphones. You saw me do it with these. It's a fantastic little product for 40 bucks. Get 2 of them. I highly recommend getting 2 of them. You can pair them to each other. You can make other things Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and so forth. But one little key feature I definitely like. I want to talk about some pros and cons real quick, and then I'm gonna get done with this, and I'm gonna do my ending stuff. Pros: they're rugged, they're waterproof. It's got this, so you can put them on a stand. They've got great bass. They pair very easily. I haven't really, once I got the pairing system down, they pair like that. There's no real problem. They've got a 16-hour battery life. They come in multiple colors. House party, up to 50 of these things. You're not gonna need 50. Let's be honest. You might buy altogether 5 of these guys. They are fun to play with. IP6 and 7. I'm gonna put that up on the screen. I just know that that just means that it has a certain depth in which it can do that. 100 feet of wireless range, which means I think something around 32.5, I think, meters? Do the math. I don't know. I'll put the math up on the screen again. I don't remember what it was. I did Google it. These come off, which means it's better that way to clean them if you're constantly in a pool in an environment which gets really dusty and sand or debris can get up underneath the thing. Take a wet washcloth and just wipe it off really well. You don't need any software for this realistically. Some cons, in my opinion, I did notice that I do want to talk about real quick is the the cords they come with. It's not the cord itself, it's the connection type of this cord, which is a micro USB. I don't like micro USB because the problem with micro USB is that it's just such a flimsy connection. They break real easily. So USB-C, lightning cable, or even if they just straight up just said no to it and it's going to be wirelessly charged on a charging pad, would be fine too. I like wireless charging. I can wirelessly charge my phone if I wanted to, and it's a great addition to that kind of thing, which I think more things should be wirelessly charged as long as the wireless charger isn't damaged. At some point, more things will have wireless stuff, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. The lighting effects are pretty cool. They're not bad, but if you want probably like 17, 18 hours of use out of these, I'm guessing what they mean when they say 16 hours plus, they probably mean 16 hours with the little lighting effects. You can turn those off. I mean, not everybody's gonna, you know, want that on, and you can turn those off if you want them to be incognito mode. Set them off to the side. You don't have to hear them. But these are great for construction, by the way. If you're in a big area, you want to do some construction work, your phone's right in the middle of it, you know, stack a bunch of them around the area where you're doing construction work. These will do just fine, I think. Really, for $10 compared to the $60 or $70 that Best Buy wants to make you spend, and then you want to get a 2-year plan? No, shut up, Best Buy. No one wants your 2-year plan. If you're dumb enough to buy a 2-year plan, you're dumb enough to go buy it in the first place. You can literally go, hey, company, by chance, can I get your replacement policy through you? What's that? Oh, yours is free for a year? That's dope. Thank you. Send it in. They'll send you it back. Throw it at your door to prove that it's rugged and say, here's your thing. Here's your speaker. We've been listening to porn vibes on it all day. I don't know. Porn moans is what I meant to say, but vibes, whatever. Anyways, I think that's all I have to say with my really crap-ass table. But again, they sound great. I hope that this all was entertaining. Oh, snap, there we go. I am like down to the last 5 minutes, so let's make this really quick. I hope that you enjoyed everything that I did. Last quick thing that I do want to say about my videos real quick. If you like what you saw, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and come back for more videos. And there are 3 links below for my Etsy, my coffee link, and my Buy Me a Coffee if you want to support me and my channel some way, somehow. I greatly appreciate any money you throw at this, and if you want me to buy a bunch of these, by all means, send me money. I will go back up there to Micro Center. I will buy a bunch of these, put them around my house, and just see how they sound, if that's a good idea or not. Who knows? If it is, that's going to be fun. They can be about 50 of these, which is going to be about $500. But 5 or 10 more of these, be a cool idea, cool experiment to run with. So what do you guys think? Do you like this? I hope so. Thanks for watching. Come back for another video anytime you like. I'll be doing more gaming videos a little bit later. By the way, do you like my hat? Later.